All right, what's up, guys? We're up against Green Bay again. Usually that means a win. I think that'll mean a win here today. We'll take a quick look here at the league. So Lionheart now still no, looks like we have a game in hand on them. They are up to 36 points. If we win here, we'll be up to 33, which would put us into second place. It's a little bit congested here at the top, but I do think that we still have things in hand. We've got 2 games in hand on both of these teams, so I do think that we're looking pretty good to go. And let's see what happens as long as we win this match. I'm not going to do what the computer wants me to do. I'm going to do what I want to do. Here we have our sort of mutated and somewhat cheating formation that we've brought out. I've been meaning for the entire time that I've had this project and the entire time I've had the blog and all this other stuff to really dig into the world of football manager tactics and try to finally figure out what I'm doing. And I haven't been able to do it yet. So instead, we're kind of like trying to keep things going while I make a couple adjustments here and there. It's going to be fun this way. And you can see that all of the fans are there on the visitors' end of the end zone, and nobody else has decided to show up. I guess Green Bay are not so popular. What a surprise, since they're only in 10th place. We should be able to win this match pretty easily. I'm looking forward to a nice and refreshing victory after all the trouble that we've had lately. And so let's see what happens. And here we are kicking it off. It's Maele kicking it back to Palipua. Palipua was out, of course, for a week, and hopefully he's feeling a little bit better and will stop fighting with me. Pass goes over to Fa'atonu. Fa'atonu's the one who I keep getting mixed up with Fa'amoana. Fa'amoana is the kid who has a lot of ability, but who hasn't been showing it. And Fa'atonu's the old man, the 30-year-old, who I think still has it in him to play at this level. It's Rock here with it. Rock over to Milani. Rock now playing in that attacking Mazzala role. Milani over to Robert Kalliopa, who passes it forward, looking for Maele, and it can't quite get it over to him, but that's kind of the way that we want to attack. And unfortunately, we've left ourselves way open in the back. And Ikuvalu, fortunately, is able to make the save. If we lose this match, it's going to be real egg on my face, I'll tell you that. Fa'amoana now with the ball. Over on the left side, finds Maele over to Tyler Lui, who is called offside. No, they're calling Maele offside. I don't know if I fully agree with that one. We don't get to see a replay, so we can't really judge for ourselves. But I think that was very, very questionable. Afa knocked that one back, and there's a kick from the middle of nowhere for Green Bay. We haven't really grabbed control of this match. Now, one of the problems you have with major tactical changes is that your players don't know what to do. And I think that we're seeing a little bit of that here in the early going. Collins with it lumps this one way forward, looking for Kalliopa, and that's probably not what we want to be doing, but if it works, it works. I've been trying to get us away from that sort of approach as I've made changes here to the tactic. And unfortunately for us, Ikuvalu able to make that save. And the unfortunate thing is that we haven't scored a whole lot of goals that way, just sort of lumping it forward. Instead, we've had a lot of passes intercepted. And, this is going to be a problem here. Let's see if we can get this ball out of the zone. We are able to at least maintain formation and stop them from scoring. Kalliopa here with a rock, that is, over to Tyler Lui. Tyler Lui passes it back over to Fa'amoana. Fa'amoana brings this one up and puts a crossing pass in there, which I think was intended for Maele, and it just didn't quite work out. So we're still having some issues. Milani's had better matches than this, and Maele also looks like he's having kind of a poor match. And we have, I think, a lot of tired people. I think that's what the problem really is. And Fa'amoana now knocks this one forward, looking for Poli, but that header is offline. I'm not quite sure why he's telling me that Palipua is being told to play man-to-man, because I didn't tell him to do that. At least I don't think I did. Poli with the ball, looks for Maele, knocks it back to Tyler Lui, over to Rock. Rock with it, and over to Milani. Milani, for some reason, decides to kick it right at the defender who's standing right behind him. I'm not sure what was going on in his head with that one, and he's just having a poor match. We're going to take him out in a second here, and I think that we may take out Maele as well. There are a couple players who probably are a little bit too tired to keep going. It's with Maele now, who knocks it over to Robert Kalliopa, who passes it forward for Milani. There you go. And instead of passing, which he should have done, he decides to take a shot on his own, which was kind of a foolish thing to do. And so this isn't really going our way so far today. I'm not quite sure what's going on. And this is a pretty poor performance, and we're going to have to make a couple of changes. So we'll auto-size all the columns. Maele looks like he's not really shown up. Milani is going to come out for Danny. And Kalliopa is going to come out for Fa'atonu, and then we're going to put Tiatia in and see what we can do from there. So let's see if we can get a goal here in the second half. We should be able to dominate this match. I mean, we've had a long winning streak against Green Bay. It hasn't even been close. But you never know what happens, especially when you start messing around with stuff. And this will probably be a lesson to all of us not to mess around with stuff that works, huh? Let's see what happens here. And we're about 50 minutes into this, and we still don't have much, including not much by way of a shot on goal. And so maybe making those extreme changes to the way that we line up and everything was probably not the right thing to do. Rock with it over to Nuisila. Pass it for Fa'atonu. Fa'atonu takes a shot, and we do want him to do that. It wasn't a great shot, but that's the way that we'd like him to play. And so we'll see what we can do. Tyler Lui having a really poor match there on the left side, and I don't have really anyone to bring in for him. And so that's the other problem we're probably have to deal with. I don't know what's happened here to the wingers, but it feels like they've sort of forgotten how to perform. And we have about 15 minutes left, and this is looking worse and worse. I thought that these special tactics are supposed to be, absolute wonders and supposed to win you everything. Milo Kalliopa is going to come on, even though he can't really play as that attacking winger. We're going to give it a try and see what we can do. And hopefully we can get a goal out of this. Famuana with the throw over to Milo. Milo with it. Back to Famuana. Famuana with it over to Collins. Collins over to Danny. Danny takes a shot, and that's a good idea. That's more of what we need to see. I think that's probably our first shot here in the second half. And this is going to be a pretty fast match, isn't it? Looks like it's going to end up being a scoreless draw unless we can do something with it. We only have a couple minutes left. And, yeah, look at that. This is going to be the final kick of the game. We're able to win that in midfield, which is good. Fa'atonu with the ball, and that's the whistle, and that's the end. So more tactical changes are going to come. 0.85 XG. 57% of the possession is good, and we've had our share of passes completed and tackles won and all that stuff. But not a very good performance in the end. So we're going to go back to the drawing board and see what we can do to fix this one up, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.